Hey, we're back in Nuts for Guts. Let's load up our level. I am Blaster Toad, and today, after we have made these nice little pickups last week, we are now going to set ourselves up to be able to purchase things. So if we wanted coins, or in my case, spare parts, we can then exchange those for other items. So, yay, let's do that. So, let's go over to our player. And let's make sure we've got everything good to go. So I am exchanging in gears and oil are my two pickups, or my two currencies. When we add gears, we are just going to get that, add the new number from the pickup, make sure it is within the max, and same for oil. Okay? If you are doing a coin or currency or something like that, and you don't need a max value, then hey, get rid of this here. But if you're doing like a life pickup and you want a maximum 5 lives kind of deal, that's where this clamp works really well. But hey, we already went over that in the other videos. Let's get to buying stuff. So, we are going to do a new switch. So that's what I'm going to do. So I am going to go over to my hazards, to my switched hazards, and class switch. And let's take a look. We haven't been in this class for a while. So when we come into the switch, it shows us, hey, we can do a switch thing. When we leave the switch, it removes that widget. Okay. We can operate the switch, which animates the handle, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, perfect, great. So let's minimize that and duplicate it. So we are going to duplicate, and we are going to call this one Broken Switch. Okay, and we're going to come into Broken Switch, and we are going to get ourselves... Oh, first we're going to save, because that's not a bad idea. Okay, now that we're in Broken Switch, we are going to add a new variable, and we're going to call this variable Gears Needed. Okay. And we are going to get rid of this dialog box. Okay, so we're just going to right click and break link to create widget. And we're just going to move that up out of the way. We're not going to make a widget right now for that. What we're going to do instead is print, and I believe we are going to make string. Make literal string. There we go. And you need, and I think it's curly brackets we use. Gear number, curly bracket. Is that not what we use? There is something that we can do to make a string with variables. Build string contains calls equals, nope. Nope, not equal, not printing. Where is that nice make string reference to text? That's a converter. Where is that thing? Let's do a quick search. So we're going to search for string with variables UE4. Okay, that's what we're going to do. It's not the way I was looking to do it, but this is how we're going to do it to make it easy. Okay. We are going to gears needed, turn that to a float. And we are going to do a make lit string. So we're going to make a literal string. We are going to append a string. So you need, and then we're going to copy that. And then going to do that. We're going to make sure there's a, you need, and then a space. Gears needed. We're going to get that. We're going to pull that into B. I'm going to put that into A. And then this one here, we're going to say space, space gears to operate. Okay. And then we're going to put that into a third pin. So we're going to add a pin. Boom. Okay. And print string. So what this is going to do is, instead of setting up a HUD, we are just going to be printing this on the screen for now. And we're going to be printing, you need so many gears to operate. Okay. So with the make literal strings and with the append node, just for quick testing purposes. Let's grab all that, move it up a bit. We aren't going to worry about tidying up because we're going to start getting rid of that in the next couple videos. Okay. And then we are going to get, and then we are going to do a equal or lesser than 0 and a branch. And we're going to plug that in right at the start of our operate, okay? And if it is true that the gears is equal to 0 or less than 0, we are going to continue to do our switch operation that we previously had. Okay, so this is buying access to a switch. This could also buy a ticket to a train to get into your next level, or a power-up if you want to make a power-up. Okay, so when that equals 0, and we need to tick our little eyeball there, if it does not equal 0, we are going to do this here. This does all the switching stuff, right? Yeah, this does all the switching stuff. Oh, that is big and ugly because it is a bad duplicate. Okay. So we're going to do a for each loop and just replace that here. So index goes in there, loop body goes in there. Delete that, get our array, get our loop body. There we go. Okay. So this here, we cast to our character and switch put targets there. Okay, so we are going to need on operate a new input. So over here we're going to hit new input. And we are going to make that an actor. And actor. Okay, and that we want that to be a reference. We're going to pull off and cast to player. Cast a player character, I guess I have it called in this project. Pull out our actor. And then we want to get gears. Okay. Does this have the D increment, or is that... No. So we're just gonna minus. Float from float. Oh. We don't want that new variable that I accidentally just made. So straighten that connection. Set that to 1. And then pull off, and we will set gears. And there we go. Okay, so this way we're just removing 1 gear from our current count. Okay. Then we want to get gears needed. Get and set gears needed. Set, and we are again going to just minus 1. Nice and simple. Okay. So this way we can keep dropping gears into this until we don't need any more. And then when we don't need any more, it should operate our switch. Okay, and instead of doing all the switch stuff, we are just going to say print string, and we're going to say switch is fixed. And the only reason we're putting this here is because it's a good test bed that we already had built up, so I'll save. Okay. And now we have to go back to our player. Player. We want to go to our switch logic here. Operate. Operate should now have an actor option, so if we pull off and we tell it to operate, okay, why is this not, oh, okay, that's right. So we're going to pull off our class switch as a cast failed, okay, because we got to remember, this is not a class switch, this is a new broken switch. So we're going to cast to broken switch as our target. And then we are going to tell it to operate. And on broken switch, we have an operate command with this actor variable into it. And we want to put a self-reference into that actor variable. Okay. Perfect. So, let's minimize all that. Get our new broken switch and put it somewhere out here. We're going to put it right at the end of the track. So once we've picked up some gears, we can operate it. Yeah, right there's good. And play. So we're going to come across. Wait for our platform to come back. So this switch is still the normal old switch. Pick up stuff, so our gears are at 52. And you need 0 gears. Okay, that's an issue. We did not set how many gears we need. So since we hit the little eyeball on that, we can change our variable right here. So in gears needed, we can set that to 5. Okay, and let's make that text a little easier to see. We're going to come back into our broken gear, to our string, and we're going to make our text color like orange, and we're going to make it last for like 10 seconds. And then over here, we are going to make our text color orange again when it functions properly. So, again, watch up in this corner. Wait for my platform to come. Come across. You need 5 gears to operate, and if I hit our operate button, I hit it twice, so I now only need 3 gears. Hit again, I now only need 2 gears. 1, 2, and then if I do it again, yay! Switch is fixed. So, that de-incremented the gears. Oh, what error are we getting? Access none, trying to get widget reference. Ah. It's trying to get the reference to a widget, which it has not made. So we are just going to break that link and pull it right there, so we aren't getting that error. But yes, when we come over, and we'll watch our gears on our player this time in the top right corner. So gears go up, and then if I come here, you need 5 gears. If I hit space, gears go down, 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 and then we fix the switch. Okay, so that is a switch being fixed by gears. Now let's do something else. Let's continue with the idea of purchasing, but let's make it be able to, say, purchase something from a store. Okay. So we are going to make a new actor, and we're going to make a new folder here. So right click on our blueprints, new folder, we're going to call this NPC. Okay, and in our NPC folder, we're going to right click, blueprint class, and we are going to make an actor, and we're going to call this shop. Or let's call it a vending machine. Vending machine, and we're going to right click on our vending machine. And we are going to then add a box, because everything is a box in our game right now. We don't have much for graphics, do we? So let's make our vending machine. Okay. And then we need a box overlap, box collision. And then on our box collision, we are going to, on event begin overlap. Yes. Okay, bring that on up. File save. And on event begin overlap, we are going to cast to player character. We're going to get the actor that's overlapping. And this just checks if it's a player character and then talks to it assuming it's a player character. Okay, we are also going to open our player here. So, player, open you up. There we go. Okay, we're going to go back to our event graph. And right now on our actions, we've got a switch or button action, we've got a slide action, we've got a something action. Okay, we are going to make our something to shop. Compile, save. So here we are going to, as player controller, set shop to true. Okay. And since this vending machine is only going to sell oil, we are going to do a print string. And in this, you can buy 5 oil for 1 gear. And straighten that connection. Okay. And then we are going to make a new event. So we're going to do a custom event. We are then going to call this custom event buy oil. Okay. We also need to up here, before I forget, off our as player character, set target. Right in there. And there we go. So that we've got a reference to our vending machine. And there we are. Just like that. So when we buy oil, we are going to on our oil buy oil event, we're going to add a new input. We're going to add a new input of player. Ooh, I spelled that way wrong because I wasn't looking at it. Player actor. And we want to make that of actor type, of course. And actor reference. So we are going to cast to player character with that reference that we're going to be passing in. Okay. From player character, we are going to get gears. Okay. And then we are going to check are gears greater than or equal to 1. And then we're going to run a branch. Okay. So the issue with our first setup on our broken switch was that it didn't check if you actually had enough gears to put something in. It just said, okay, minus a gear, minus a gear, minus a gear. Which then you could end up with negative gears. Okay? So this is going to first check if we have enough gears. Okay? If that is true, we will then set gears, and then we'll get gears, minus float, and minus 1, because it only costs 1 gear to buy 5 oil. And plug that in right there. So, if true, and we're going to bring this up here, straighten that off, we minus 1 gear, and then we get oil. We add to oil, float plus float, 5, and then set oil. Okay. Ooh. Grab all that. Move it on up. And when we're doing a bunch of things off of the cast, the player cast there, these nodes can get really messy. So sometimes what I like to do is I'll add a reroute right up here. And then instead of running all these lines off that one reroute, I will go boom and boom. Okay? It makes things quite a bit cleaner. up at that end. And it's still all coming from the player character, okay? If it is not true, so if we do not have greater than or equal to 1 gear, we will print string you do not have enough gears. Compile and save. Oh, I guess before we put that out there, we are going to need to get this box and give it some size. There we go. So we'll walk right into the front of the vending machine. Okay. So NPCs, vending machine. Okay, that vending machine is massive. Well, that was slightly unexpected, but hey, monolithic vending machine. Why not? Your game could have that. And then back to our player character. Now, off shop, we need to cast to vending machine. Okay, we are going to get the target, because remember, we set that on our vending machine. And then we are going to buy oil as the vending machine with a reference to our player actor, which we'll just right-click and do self. Okay, this is a very simple system. Once we get into doing HUDs and UI a bit more, we're going to expand into this. This just gives us a very basic back and forth as such. Okay. So now if we play, I really need to make a better level. Run across those, pick up some gears, pick up some gears, pick up some gear, or oil. Okay, I am at full oil, so that is not good. Okay, so on our player, we are going to make our oil 50. Because I believe its maximum is 100, so. Now that we're at 50 gears and 50 oil, we'll be able to pick things up. Run across our droppy platforms, pick up some gears, pick up some oil. And then we can come here. You can buy 5 oil for 1 gear. See, little blue text in the right there. And if we hit space, we can buy oil. And you can see our oil going up by increments of 5 as our gears go down by increments of 1. And we can just keep buying oil. We can keep buying oil until we have no more gears. You do not have enough gears. Oh. So there we go. Okay. So that is that. A very, very simple purchase system where it's just intergrid communications. Okay. We are going to expand on this quite a bit in the next episode as we start getting into using these functions that we previously used, because I forgot to do that this time. Because I'm an idiot. Yay! Okay. And then the other thing we are going to do is start setting up some interfaces. So we're going to start getting into displays and interfaces and menus. So hope you're looking forward to that, as I am. That gets to start working on some stuff that you have the option of making pretty. I won't be making pretty right off the bat, but you do have the option of making that pretty. And yeah, we'll be back soon to work on that. So see you then. Or actually, wait, let's do, before I sign off, let's do our quick overview. So what we did today is we did a purchase system. So we're going to go to our hazards, switch hazards, and class switch, and class broken switch. So what this let us do is, in my case, have a switch which needs gears. So every time you try to operate the switch, it takes a gear from your player. Once no more gears are needed to fix that switch, it says, hey, you fixed it, and it could continue working as a normal switch. Okay. We also did a vending machine, which lets us, so if we go over to our NPC now, vending machine. So, as we interact with the vending machine, it talks to our player, sees how many gears we have, and checks if we have enough to purchase some oil. Again, we get 5 oil for 1 gear. If we do have more than 1 oil, or 1 oil, we then minus an oil and add 5 gears, and just update that on our player. If we do not have more than 1 gear to spend, then it says, nope, you don't have enough gears. So that's that for a very, very simple purchasing system. And we're going to get a little bit more in depth with that just in the next episode. So I'll see you then.